Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Neese. If you're here looking for the Art of Selling workshop featuring Nick and Alexandra, you are in the right place. They'll be here in just a second. Just here to welcome you and share with you a little bit of my experience of having worked with Alexandra and teaming up with Nick for some time. But let me go on with that. With the Art of Selling workshop, my the domain is in the sales business, and I've been working specifically with Alexandra for a little over 2 years with some of the things that she brings forward into thinking in the results, which we're going to hear more about later today. That can help us, and it's really helped me in my specific case, have really a quantum leap in the results that I've been able to achieve in my life. And the nice part about what everything that is brought there and brought to, and what we'll see is provided, is it's really a step-by-step formula of the means and the ways to get there. So, if we find ourselves stuck at a certain point in our life, treading water, we know that we're capable of doing more, but yet trying to figure out the means and the way of doing that. One of the things we need to maybe look at is sort of the strategy that we're deploying to try to get there. Match that with the timing that's going on in our life of when and how to deploy, and then take the decisions, the positive decisions to move forward to get to the results that we had. This is what happened with me in my own particular case. Reaching out for huge, large goals within my life, what I recognized is that I needed to take some incremental steps along the way to get there. And so working with Alexandra, she was able to help me break that down. And for example, I needed to set a goal. I needed to generate $20,000 of income in my life over the next month, of new income that wasn't currently in the revenue profile of what I needed. And so she helped me break that down into a monthly goal rather than looking at some big, hairy, audacious goal, but break it down into them. And next thing you know, not only within the next month did I have that money available to me, but then it continued to grow onto that and generated well over 6 figures subsequent to that. In working with Alexandra. And so I would say that, according to everything that I've learned in life about success and the ability to sell and to sell into success is summed up within some of the materials that we'll be seeing here a little bit later today. So with that, I think we'll introduce Nick, and we'll introduce Nick here to the call. And you'll be hearing also a little bit later from Alexandra. So thank you very much for your time and attention, and I wish you all the best in this Art of Selling workshop.
Thank you, Eric, and good evening, everyone. I hope you are doing very well. Great introduction from Eric there. Please, guys, say hello in the chat box. And thank you very much again for being here with us. This is day 4. This is the quantum leap, the scientific steps. Very quickly, I'm going to go on to doing a recap of the session yesterday. So yesterday we learned a little about achieving exponential results with less effort. Now, I think Alex mentioned a little bit about the universal law. Our existence is governed by the universal laws. Now, why do some people get incredible results and some don't? Well, as you heard yesterday, they operate with the law of compensation. Now, the law of compensation, if you remember correctly, it states that the money that you earn will always be in exact proportion to the need for what you do, the ability to do it, and the difficulty there will be in replacing you. And the only part that we should be focusing on is the ability to do it. Be the best, become the master in whatever you do. We also talk a little bit about the knowing and doing gap. Now, the knowing and doing gap produces fear, the fear in you taking the leap into the unknown. As we continue to focus on paradigm and the relationship between your habitual behavior and your results, without any shadow of a doubt, if you change your paradigm, guys, change your habits, in effect, you will change your results. And make no mistakes, your paradigm will always drag you back where you started. Cybernetic mechanism, as you recall. Your paradigm will take you back into the safe place, it will take you back to your old habits. Listen, guys, this information is only a scratch on the surface of your personal and professional development. Now, we have a program that will teach you, we will help you grow. Our purpose on this planet is to grow. And if you don't, you disintegrate. Alex will now be taking us through the quantum leap, the scientific approach, and this is really, really exciting, guys. So I want you to lean in, be present, and participate with us. And I'll see you in a minute. Alex, all yours.
Thank you so much, Nick, and thank you so much, Eric, as well. And once again, welcome everyone. And quantum leap is such a powerful topic, because when you open your mind to a new idea, new results will come into your life. And today, this is a topic of our session. And quantum leap is a term taken from the new physics, quantum physics, and is the science behind such technological breakthroughs as lasers, televisions, computers. And quantum physics is described as the most powerful science ever conceived by human beings. So it requires a major rethinking of such concepts as time, space, and human consciousness, the way your consciousness operates. So what you really have to do in order to achieve incredible results without much more effort, you have to rethink the way you do things. And in order to do it, you have to start thinking from a new idea. Because as Einstein used to say, if you keep doing the same things over and over and over again, expecting different results, it's a definition of insanity. And this is what in current world, and it's been like this in amongst majority of people, what we try to do if we want to improve our results, we try harder and harder. Eventually, that leads us into exhaustion, into frustration, and feeling overwhelmed. So as you may remember from yesterday's lesson, Buckingham said that in order for you to change your results, you have to start from a new place. You have to make a new way of thinking. So the old way of thinking is obsolete, it's completely gone, it's completely rethink. It's a very fresh idea. The quantum leap is something that once you start studying this, you'll never look back. And there is a very quick story with a fly, something you can imagine, maybe something you've seen in your own house. There's a fly locked up in a room, and it's banging its head against the window trying to get out, and it does it for minutes and minutes and hours. But just behind that fly, there is an open door. So this is something what we also do in our lives. So we keep trying harder, bang that door, trying harder with the same approach, with the same strategy, with the same way of thinking, weeks and months until we get exhausted. Whereas if we just stop and rethink our approach and change direction completely, then we can see the way out. And it doesn't cost you any more effort just to change your way of thinking. This concept is actually proven by science, is a scientific process, and it has been proven that particles can jump few levels up and create that quantum leap without further effort. Which means when you start to apply this formula, scientific step-by-step formula, into your daily activities, you also can jump few levels up and create incredible results. One of my favorite stories of my own experience to create quantum leap was about 5-6 years ago, when I started my own business without any previous business experience. And what I did was something very illogical. Not only I quit my job, 9-to-5, secured job, but I also went into the business that I've never tried or knew anything about, without any previous business experience. And instead of doing the norm, investing in strategies, investing in creating websites, business cards, and the norm that people always go after, I did none of this. I went into this business with the mindset set for success, because prior to that move, I already had been studying with my mentor, Bob Proctor, and he had told me that in order for you to create quantum leap results, you have to jump. You have to jump, and you have to just trust the process and apply the process into your life. And what has happened? Myself, without any previous business experience, without having a website set up, without any business cards, I have replaced my corporate income within a couple of months. And then towards that year, I've doubled it, and then I've tripled it, working a lot less. To the point that 3-4 months later, I was asking myself, am I doing it right? Because I'm not feeling exhausted. I'm not feeling overwhelmed. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. You know, the paradigm when it hits you, when you actually produce the results with ease, because you know exactly what to do, because you apply that formula and the results are there without you being overworked. So most people operate with the mindset that assumes that success is step at a time. This is how we were raised to believe throughout our formal education, that everything that we achieve has to be done step at a time, bit by bit, step by step, and I'm going to get there. And whatever you're trying to achieve may take you a lifetime, because we don't even dare to think that I could actually jump few levels up. I have so many stories like this, even of my past clients that I used to work with, who just because they've started to incorporate this quantum leap formula into their life, they literally jumped few levels without further effort. In majority of cases, these opportunities may be presented to you nearly on every single day basis, but because you don't have that mindset set for success, you may actually miss those opportunities, or you may not even try to go after them. And that was one of the experiences that my client had experienced some time ago. And she saw a job opportunity showed up that was literally a few levels up. And she said to me, my old self would not even try to apply for this job, because I would say to myself, I don't have enough experience, I don't have enough qualification, and how or why would I be accepted if I'm actually a few levels down? So my old self would not even try. That paradigm would hold me back. But because of the training she's done with us, and because she's learned this quantum leap formula, she not only she's tried, not only she's believed she can achieve, not only she's seen herself already having that job, and she got accepted without any fail. And there's so many stories like this, only because a person, an individual, was open-minded to start and think from a different level of consciousness. These steps of quantum leaps that we're talking about today are time-saving, energy efficient, and time-saving. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to go after something that literally creates and gives you better results without further effort? So now, before I reveal any more steps, how many of you here present, live, or maybe you're watching us as a replay afterwards, how many of you have heard about quantum leap formula? How many of you have come across this quantum leap formula before? So please let us know in the chat box. I'm just going to check a few replies. Okay. So we talk about persistence. Yes, absolutely. Okay, and how many of you have heard about quantum leap formula? If you have, you can say yes, quantum leap. Yes, some of you have heard, excellent. Some of you say, I want to hear more, which is fantastic. So quantum leap literally change for your personal success, because you're changing the rules. So once again, I'm going to bring Einstein back, and he says, if you keep trying to do the same things over and over again, expecting different results, that's a definition of insanity. So this one statement, this one quote from Einstein says that in order for us to really go further, go quicker, and speed up our success, we need to try something completely different. And Quantum Leap formula says that if you want to experience unconventional success, which means not only to go step by step to raise your results, to get yourself a little bit better sales, to maybe just meet the targets, maybe exceed them a little bit, step by step. If you just want to go double, triple, quadruple your results, which is unconventional success, you need to be using unconventional methods. And one of the unconventional methods is number one, quick trying harder. So quick trying harder is just like that fly. If you remember that fly story, you'll know that if you go through your life and if you experience that moment where you just keep trying harder and you're producing the same results, this is a signal, this is a moment for you to stop and rethink your approach. Rethink your approach. You need to also ignore the conventional way of thinking. Something that's not always easy to do because we grew up and we've been programmed with certain ways of thinking. When you do this, you're going to get that. When you do that, you're going to achieve this, and so on and so forth. So when you get well educated and when you go to the good university, you're going to get a great job. When you get a great job, you're going to have a great income. When you have a great income, you have a very happy and successful life. This is what most of us are programmed with. This is what I was programmed with, and this is exactly what I followed. So then to only get me to a place when I did all that and I was not getting the results I wanted. I wasn't fulfilled and I wasn't feeling happy. So you need to really ignore conventional approaches because you want to be different with your results. You want to create that quantum leap results, so you have to be doing the illogical. You have to become you have to get very ruthless about trying something new. Just like myself, when I started my business 5.5 years ago, I tried something completely new. I went into my business and all I did was to focus on my mindset to be set for success and approach my clients with that mindset rather than trying to set up my business with all the websites, business cards, and strategies. So I did something very illogical and gave me extraordinary results. You also have to think beyond what comes as a common sense. So many people say, well, I'm not going to go after these calls because of the rejection, right? I'm not going to do this because of, and you give yourself loads of excuses. Whatever is logical to you, you need to remember that your logic took you where you are right now. Wherever you are right now, this is where your logic took you. And your logic will continue to take you where you want to be only with the small incremental improvements. But if you really want to create extraordinary results, you need to be doing illogical. You need to allow yourself to dream big. You have to allow yourself to go beyond to what has ever been done in your family, perhaps, in your circle of friends. You have to be having big dreams and you have to be willing to take certain risks. Taking certain risks is inevitable in life. It's something where majority of people are not happy and are not willing to do, because we also have been programmed that it's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to be taking those little risks or no risks at all, because what happens if you fail? It's going to be a disaster, right? So it's better to be safe than sorry. And there's so many people living with that belief, a very limiting belief, very dangerous belief, a belief that is literally there to keep you in your comfort zone, in your safety zone, and that is not contributing to your growth. How many of you love to take risks? How many of you are risk takers? And how many of you live by the belief it's better to be safe than sorry? If you are a risk taker, please put in a chat box risk taker. And if you want to and live in your comfort zone, please put comfort zone. Which one of this are you? You need to become aware of it. It's like with everything we share with you guys. In order for you to shift it, first you have to see where you are, and you have to understand exactly where your results are coming from. So are you a risk taker, or do you like to sit in a comfort zone and waiting for the right moment to happen? So some of you saying that you are a risk taker, excellent. Some of you say that you are in a comfort zone. Okay, I'm better at risks now. Okay, excellent, guys. Thank you so much for sharing. So now when you take that risk to move forward, because you have to, it's when you go after what you truly dream about, something you've never done before, that requires courage. Because what's going to happen is right away, if you're going into the unknown territory, fear is going to hit in straight away. Fear and doubt will come in straight away and will try to talk you out of it. Why this is happening? It's a very basic way our brain works. So our brain is here to protect us. So when we are about to do something different, when we're about to do something that we've never done before, so we're about to go into the unknown territory where there is uncertainty, the feeling of being uncomfortable comes straight away. And with that, because your brain can see and can feel that you have that hesitation, can feel that you are experiencing that doubt and worry. Once your brain senses it, and it happens in milliseconds, something you can't even see that is happening, when your brain senses that you are hesitating, even as little as milliseconds, it thinks you are in danger. Because you were not hesitating when you were dressing up this morning, where you were not hesitating when you were making yourself a coffee or a tea this morning. Everything was going smoothly, and all of a sudden you hesitate. All of a sudden you have this doubt and worry. So your brain thinks you are in danger. And then what does it do? It wants to protect you. So the way it protects you, it basically is that little voice in your head, and it says, you don't need it. Why would you want to risk it all? What if you fail? What if something happens? What if the money you invest, you lose it? What if you take this opportunity and you failed and you're ridiculed and you're laughed at? All of this is your brain, your paradigm is trying to pull you back into your comfort zone, because the brain's basic function is to protect you. So now, majority of us who don't have that understanding what fear is and how fear actually goes hand in hand with growth, majority of people will allow that fear to stop them. And fear, actually, when you really learn about what fear is and understand what fear really is, fear is good. Fear is a part of growth. As long as you're growing, as long as you're going into do something you've never done before, which is contributes to your growth, fear is present. So when you get to know that, when you understand it, when you start observing yourself and you push through that fear, you will then learn that it wasn't as scary as you had thought so. And when you push through that fear, you then experience that growth. You experience that potential success that before, like a few seconds ago, you almost had sabotaged it. So it's very important to understand what's happening within ourselves. And what we have to do, we have to have that healthy understanding what fear is. Obviously, if it's a physical danger and you're standing at the edge of the cliff and you're about to fall down, yes, it's a physical danger. You have to be protected, right? You have to listen to your brain. You have to step back. But otherwise, if there is no physical visible danger, it's just your paradigm, it's just your brain trying to protect you. And the more you understand it and the more you learn to observe it and then really acknowledge it, you almost become comfortable being uncomfortable. Because fear will always be present every single time when you're about to do something new, when you're about to do something different. So you almost have to become friends with it. The more you do it, the better you will become at it, because you will be more comfortable with it. So instead of thinking about the worst case scenario, instead of thinking about what's the worst that's going to happen, you have to suspend that belief. You have to really think and act as the successful person that you already are. And this is another quantum leap formula step, that you have to let go of that disbelief. You have to really block that disbelief and fear, because the more you're going to entertain that doubt and worry, then you internalize it. Once you internalize it, then it paralyzes your success. Another very powerful step when it comes to creating your quantum leap is you need to focus on ends rather than means. So you really have to be seeing yourself where you're going and what is your goal. And you have to start thinking from that end result. When you start thinking from that end result, you change your energy flow, you change everything within your mind as well. You're not thinking about this one move and the potential danger and risk you're taking, but you think from the end result. What's the best that could happen? What if you could succeed? What if that move is actually going to create some incredible results in your life? So you always have to be thinking from the end result rather than from this very moment of that temporary fear. Another very powerful step to create quantum leap is you have to rely on unseen forces. And this itself is huge. We literally have a dedicated topic to this when we teach about our 6 higher mental faculties. And imagination is one of our higher mental faculties. So instead of relying on everything that's physical and present in my current world, I need to learn and understand that I have 6 higher mental faculties. And will, imagination, memory, thinking, so your perception as well, these and reasoning, these are your higher mental faculties you were born with. And imagination, as Einstein used to say, is more important than knowledge. When you start using your imagination, this is where the creation really happens, because you will use your higher mental faculty and create your goal, your results. And everything you have in your physical world right now is because you had thought about it before in your imagination, consciously or subconsciously. When it comes to your day-to-day business, imagination also plays a very important role. And I would like to bring Nick here, who has some incredible stories to share with you on this very topic.
Thanks, Alex. I just wanted to interject and talk to you briefly about this topic, imagination. I really love this piece. As Bob Proctor says, we are only limited by weakness of attention and poverty of imagination. And he's not wrong by no stretch. If you want to achieve any goal in life, I mean, any goal, you must give it your undivided attention. Use your imagination to build massive pictures. See great things happening in your life, in your professional life, your personal life. You must fall in love with what you do first in order for you to make shift in your results. You must think differently. There's no question about it. Now, let me show you something. We talked, Alex mentioned it earlier and talked a lot about comfort zone. And I want to share something with you. And I want you to look at this and tell me and resonate with me here. Alex, would you mind sharing that comfort zone chart, please?
Right. See, I'm trying to share it now. Can you see this now?
No, we can't see it at the moment.
See, I think that's the technical problems we had yesterday as well.
That's right.
Let me just try again. How about now?
Oh yes, and now we can. That's great.
Okay, excellent.
I hope you can all see this. If you can, just give us a couple of thumbs up, just to acknowledge that you can actually see that chart. Now, this is a very interesting chart. Now, we're talking about a comfort zone, and it's really, really important to understand where we are on the bandwidth of comfort zone. So, you see, I would like for you guys to be very honest with yourself. And actually, in the chat box, if you can, by just reading this chart that we've got up for you here, and put in the chat box where you think you actually are within that comfort zone chart. And that, as I said, be very honest. And I'll be honest with you. I'll be very honest with you and say, at the moment, I am probably within the learning and growth zone. And in fact, if I'm very honest with myself, I'm in the learning zone. But very soon, I'm already thinking I'm in the growth zone. So if you can, guys, just drop in the chat box, where do you think you are in that growth zone chart? I want everybody to participate. Even if you are going to watch this on replay, guys, please just drop in the chat box where you think you are in order for us to understand. Because unless you know where you are, you're not going to know where you're going to end. You don't have an end goal, then you don't know where you're going to end. So it's really, really important that knowing where you are at first, and then understanding how you're going to get there, and obviously make the quantum leap that you need in order to get to the growth zone, which is obviously ultimately where you conquer your objectives, you live your dreams, essentially. Okay, that's great. So look, at the end of the day, we are God's highest form of creation, and God created us to have a purpose. God has given us the mental faculties to create our own success, our own environment. Now, it is up to us to use what it is available to us, obviously legally, of course. It is up to us to choose whether we want it or not. School has never taught us how to use our mental faculties to become whoever we want to be. Our mental faculties are, as you heard earlier, imagination, will, intuition, memory, reason, and perception. Now, all great minds on this planet have been in complete agreement that you and I become what we think about. And do you know this? Most people think of what they don't want. People magnetize themselves to what they don't want all day. I mean, I'm sure you and I've done it in the past where we've come up with some big dreams, but we don't embrace our dreams. Yeah, I've said I would like to be a millionaire, and very quickly we think about all the reasons why we cannot get there. I've done this numerous times. And if you have experiences and you've done this yourself, drop in the chat box, hashtag done this before. And I will take an example about sales. Now, when you're speaking to your prospect or your client, do you actually listen to them? I mean, really listen to them. Do you know that in order to get connected, get really connected with your prospect or with anyone, in fact, in your business or organization that you work, you have to become emotional listeners. People generally hear and talk, but they very rarely listen. You must listen with your emotions. There is no question about that. And you have to think of the end result, as we put up there on the chart. You have to think about where you want to be. get connected with it. Listen with your emotion, not just your ears. I did not know this before. Now that I do, I want to teach this to everyone, every single one of you. I want to teach this to the world, because I know that you need this. Because I know that in order for us to move in that growth zone of the comfort zone chart, we need this. As always, I will try and illustrate the theory with practical example, and here's one of them, where use of higher mental faculties in sales. Look, we all been through this. Now, you experienced cold call before, right? You get someone calling you. I get them like 3-4 times a week. Someone calling you, and the entry line generally goes like this: "Hi, this is blah. Is that Nick?" And then I go, "Yes." "Oh, how is your day going today?" Now, I'm a positive person, and for me, every day is a great day. Depends on which lens I'm looking at it from. So I say, "Yes, I'm great, thanks." Now, this has worked before. This kind of entry line has worked before, and it kind of get a little bit of connection, but it doesn't make emotional contact with the person at the other end. Why? Because it doesn't sound genuine and it's not authentic. Now, look, my wife gets really annoyed with me when I do this, but I engage with them because I want to help them, because I've been there before myself. When I was in sales years ago, I was very successful in what I was doing. I didn't know how, but I was successful. And my organization used to give me I'm used to be the guinea pig for them. So I do trial for certain products that they want to sell. So they will give me a product and say, "Well, Nick, can you just go and try and call these prospects and see whether you can sell them that product or service?" I remember very clearly that was the very first day. So it was first evening. I spoke to 25 prospects and I got nothing. The next day was the same, and the day after that was the same. Now, a lot of people would probably have given up, but I was operating. Now I know I was operating with the law of compensation, the ability to do it. Days went by, the 3 days, I was getting better at it. I was persevering. I remember going home those first 3 nights thinking, what did I not do today? I went to bed and this was on my mind. I didn't go to bed thinking this is not good enough, I might as well give up now. No, I went to bed thinking I'm really good at what I'm doing and I'm really can do this. I was visualizing my result. I was visualizing the end product. I said to myself, I will do this with a lot of conviction and faith. Now, people around me were telling me all sorts of things. So I said, leads are not good enough, etc. I wouldn't be doing this if I was you. Some even went as far as to say to me, you can't be good at everything, Nick. So I heard them, but I didn't listen. My desire was to achieve. So on evening 4, I made a record 17 sales within 3 hours and came across some great people and engaged with some really nice people. Now, what happened? I changed my behavior on the phone. I came across as I wanted to help and genuinely come across as helping them. I changed the way I was doing things. Instead of going with what most cold callers would do, as the example I took earlier about the entry line, I changed it slightly. And I said, instead of saying, how are you today? I said, I know that you're not expecting my call. However, I was hoping you could spare a few minutes to listen to the exciting proposition I have for you. And then I stopped talking. Let them emotionalize this. I emotionalized what was going on. And then I went on to make my sales pitch. And that's how I got 17 sales in one evening. Now, for those of you who are in sales or aspire to be in sales, remember, from the moment you go into this business called selling, realize that your job, our job, is to help people who have the need and desire for the benefits of our product or services, helping them rationalize this decision, and then they'll say yes. We will talk about this a little bit more tomorrow when we do the path to agreement selling, and we'll talk about the closing piece. I just wanted to illustrate the power of imagination to you. And once you've nailed this, everything will happen for you. And I mean everything. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you so much, Nick. these examples that you've just mentioned are very powerful, I believe, because we trust that this will help you guys to connect with your own situations, and you'll see where your behavior is reflecting and where is that gap between what you really know how to do and you're not doing it because of the paradigm that's holding you back, because of that limiting belief that's holding you back, or perhaps some of your habits that are non-productive habits. So that's why, once again, something you've heard from us a lot today and something we'll keep repeating is you need to really be honest with yourself where you are right now, what sort of results you're producing, what do you do, what is your behavior telling you, because this is the first step to really implicate that change. And then with the information we share with you this week, you can start applying this information straight away. But without being honest with yourself, you're just going to live in denial with all those excuses you give yourself why you cannot rather than why you can. So then going forward with our Quantum Leap formula, what you really have to be doing in order to create those exponential results without further effort, without you going into exhaustion, is you have to seek failure. You have to be seeking that there is the rejection. You're going to get rejection when you continue calling your prospects. Rejections will come, but that rejection is a failure, but the failure is good. It's not the end of the world. It's not that you have failed. It's just a learning lesson. It's just the learning curve. And we all have to go through those failures, because there's no success without failing. There's no one person on this planet that I have heard of or read about who would say that, yes, I've decided to create this humongous success in my life and it all went very smoothly from the beginning till the end. I don't know anyone like that. I haven't heard about anyone like this. If you have, please let me know. Please let me know the name of the person who has never experienced any failures towards that big success. And I'm not just talking about the small incremental steps that we all are used to take, but I'm talking about exponential success. So I really want you guys to tell me about that person, because I believe that they don't exist. So we have to seek failure. When you seek failure, when you seek that rejection, you're not resenting it. And then that literally gives you such a beautiful learning curve. You have to get uncomfortable. There's no such a thing as going into the unknown territory feeling uncomfortable. Just like I said before, every single time when you go and seek something bigger, when you want to do something and have something you've never had before, you have to be willing to do something you've never done before. And that automatically leads you into that uncomfortable, that feeling of being uncomfortable. And you have to get uncomfortable. You have to become uncomfortable, feeling uncomfortable. You need to fall in love with what you do. This is not a rocket science. This is something you've probably heard over and over again, but it's so much better, more enjoyable if, just like Nick said, if you think of your prospects as normal people like yourself and you fall in love in helping them, it's not going to be so disastrous. It's not going to be so scary to pick up that phone and call the person to help them, because they need you. They want your service and they want your product. And last but not least, one of my favorite part in Quantum Leap is you need to make a move before you are ready. This is something that's very important, because every person, many people I've spoken to in the past, they will say to me that, yes, they want to make change. Yes, they want to take their business to the next level. Yes, they want to double the income. Yes, they want to create a time freedom and money freedom, but they are not doing anything about it. They're waiting for the right time. They always say to me, I want to really do it, and I'm very, very committed to do it as soon as I get more money. Yes, I'm going to invest in myself and time and money to learn what I need to do as soon as I get more time. Yes, I really want to do it as soon as, and their excuses go one after another. And that, as soon as, is literally your paradigm, your excuse that you're creating in your own mind, and that is keeping you away from moving forward. If you're not moving forward on a daily basis, if today you're doing something you've been doing 6 months ago, you're actually going backwards. Because we live in the ocean of motion. Everything proceeds, everything grows very fast. You've probably noticed it as well with technology, with everything. Everything is moving forward. If you're not moving forward, you're going backwards. Nothing rests. Nothing stays the same. So you choose which one you want to be. And you have to act before you're ready, because there's never going to be the right time. There's never going to be this perfect moment, this amazing day when you wake up and you have just enough money to invest, just enough time to do whatever you wish to do. It's not going to happen. And this is exactly how I started 5.5 years ago. I jumped into this. I knew that I was not living the life I wanted to have. I was stuck in a job 9 to 5. And it was not what I wanted to be. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel any sort of self-satisfaction. There was no monetary reward as well. And this pattern kept reoccurring all the time. So I was more than ready, but I wasn't ready financially. I didn't have any money to invest. I literally had nothing in my account, no savings. And I knew I had to make a move. And I literally jumped into it. I invested in myself because I said to myself, if I'm not going to do something about it right now, I'm just going to create more of the same. Just like Einstein used to say, if you keep doing the same things, trying to solve your problems with the same thinking, trying to take your business and push harder to the next level with the same thinking, trying to meet those sales targets or exceed those sales targets with the same thinking, you're just going to create more of the same. And that's not what I wanted for myself. I knew that I had to do something completely different, something that I perhaps was missing during my studies about personal growth and development. And that's when I jumped into being mentored by Bob Proctor with literally no money in my account. And you may think, well, how did you do it? It takes courage for sure, but it also, there is something that we want to share with you right now, something that can solve any problem in your personal and professional life. There's one mental move that can literally solve anything in your life. And that one mental move, it's called decision. When you make a decision, a real committed decision about your life, nothing is going to stop you, first of all. But what's also going to happen is all of a sudden you'll shift your way of thinking, you'll shift your energy, and the universe will provide. It will give you ideas, will give you all the means you need to make the next move happen. You'll get an idea of how you can get the money, because in the end, it's really not about the money. If someone says to me, I don't have the money, it's really not about the money. You just have not decided, you have not made that decision that you really wanted. Think about it, guys. I really want you to take the next minute, just 1 minute, and think about it. If you really wanted something, when you wanted something in the past really badly, maybe it was a getaway, even though it cost you a few $1,000s, pounds, euros, wherever you are. Maybe it was that car, maybe it was something more expensive that you couldn't afford, but you really, really wanted it. You found a way to buy it, didn't you? You found the money. Maybe you didn't have the money, you found it because you really wanted it. It's the same when it comes in decision in this way on your path towards your business, taking your business to the next level. When you make a decision, a committed decision that you really want to do something, you give yourself a command and you follow it. Now, most people say that they really want to, but what they really say is, I'm interested in making it happen. And there is a huge difference between being interested and being committed. When a person is interested in improving something, in meeting those sales targets, in exceeding the sales target, in creating that financial freedom, when they'll do everything that's comfortable and convenient. That's when the person is interested. When you are truly committed to increase your income, to really take your business to the next level, to become who you were meant to be, when you're truly committed, you will do everything that's necessary, which means also you will become uncomfortable and you'll take certain risks and you'll do everything that's required, that's committed. So there's a huge difference between committed and interested. And now I would like you guys to tell me if you are committed or interested in your success right now. When you think about your business, when you think about your professional or personal success, are you committed or are you interested? Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Don't live in denial. Be honest with yourself. Please put in the chat box, which one are you? Committed? Put in the chat box, committed or interested. And let me just see your committed. Okay, beautiful. We have committed. Excellent. We have more committed. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. So now remember, guys, if you are committed, you'll do everything that's necessary to make it happen, okay? So no excuses, just results. There is a few of you that are interested, which is very fair enough. But this is where you have to really become aware of. You're interested, right? So you have to shift something within yourself. You have to really decide what you really want. Because if you're interested, it means you don't have that burning desire because you don't have a worthy goal set up. So we have to pretty much start from the beginning. So I will definitely go back to our Monday session and just start asking myself the question, what is that I really want? Because if you're interested, you don't know what you want. You're not sure. It's not clear enough, okay? Beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing. So now what I would like you to also do, I would like you to think about your life right now, your results you're receiving right now. And I would like you to imagine that you could take your yearly income into your monthly income. You could create that. And I would like you for the next 60 seconds, I would like you to close your eyes and see yourself earning what you're earning per year. See yourself that you earn it every single month right now. So I would like each and one of you to do this. It's a very short yet powerful exercise. And I would like you to ask yourself how your life would change if your yearly income became your monthly income. What would that change for you? What would this change for your family and your loved ones? What impact would that have on your life? I really want you to see it. I want you to see with your eyes closed. Use your imagination, your higher mental faculty right now, and I want you to see that money coming into your bank account right now, every single month. You see a statement of your bank account. You logged on to your bank account online, or if you receive paper statements, you open up envelope and you see your monthly income coming in every single month. How this makes you feel. And now I would like you to open your eyes and let me know and send us an emoji. How did you feel it? How did you feel that moment when you used your imagination and you took yourself somewhere perhaps you've never been before in your imagination? And I hope you saw it. I hope you allowed your imagination to take you there. I hope you didn't block it with all the hows, impossibles. And this is what sometimes happens when we are not open-minded to possibilities, that we straight away think, how is this going to happen? You know, it's not possible. So please let us know in the chat box, how did you feel? How your life would change? Just send us an emoji. And now what I would like you to do also, I would like you to lean in and listen to us for the next few minutes, because we have something special for you right now. And if you really enjoyed what you've seen in your imagination, if you really love the feeling, if you saw yourself very happy, fulfilled, and satisfied and proud, I want you to know that this is yours. This is yours because you've seen it in your imagination. Your imagination is your higher mental faculty. It's yours. What you can see in your mind, you can literally have in your hand. It's yours. It's meant to be yours. This is who you were meant to be. You are a creator. You can create in your imagination, and you can create images, and whatever you can see, you can feel in your hand. And in order for you to really get there, you have to learn and understand certain process. And this is exactly something I started to study about 5.5, 6 years ago with my mentor, Bob Proctor. This truly incredible, powerful step-by-step formula. And I would like to make it very easy for you guys. And we would like you to give you this opportunity here and invite you to join our mentorship program if your heart says yes. If this information that we are sharing with you this week resonates with you, if you can already feel the shift within yourself, if you can feel that you are connected with that vision you've just seen, if you feel that you're connected with this information, it means it's yours. It's waiting there for you. You just have to unlock it. And there is a way to do so. If you have enjoyed our workshop so far, if you loved the information, if it makes you to think different already, if it makes you to feel more powerful, more motivated, this is literally a drop in the ocean to what we offer, what we can offer for you in our mentorship program, Thinking into Results. And this is a very powerful program designed by the best teacher on human potential and growth. And it's designed with 12 lessons to help you understand who you are, what you are, and gives you the process towards your success by helping you to understand your mind, how you are, how to deal with your emotions, how to deal with fear, how to really understand it, how to push through fear, how to really understand yourself. When you do, you will then start creating rather than just reliving your current reality. So for those of you who feel that this is something that really resonates with you, I would like you guys to make that decision. Today is all about creating quantum leaps, and it's all about making that decision. And I would like you to make that decision for yourself. Because when you can change your life, you can also change the life in your family and in your friends. You can be the first one, perhaps, in your family who makes a difference to create something that has never been done before. But you need to have the tools and mindset strategies to do so. And this is exactly what we do in our mentorship program. This is what has helped me to change my life 5.5 years ago when I joined. And that moment of making that decision was not easy because I was absolutely petrified. It was a huge investment. It was about $18,000 6 years ago, and I did not have that money in my account back then. And I remember when I heard that amount, I was thinking, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Like, how can I even invest that? This is crazy. But I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep for 3 days. So for 3 nights, I couldn't sleep thinking about it. What if? What if is this my chance? What if this program can actually help me to bridge that gap before what I know and what I do and learn a lot more? What if? And I couldn't sleep because the information was really resonating with me. And the truth always resonates with us. And making a long story short, because there is a lot that happened in those 3 days, I said to myself, This is my last chance, all or nothing. Either I'm going to take this chance, invest, and I'm going to be paying that debt for the rest of my life somehow, or this one move will change my life. And that one move has literally changed the course of my life since, and I never look back. So this is what we offer here today for you, that chance and opportunity to join the same program that I have joined 5.5, 6 years ago, the same program that Nick has joined a few months ago, the same program that Eric has joined a couple of years ago, something that can literally gives you step-by-step formula in 12 lessons over 6 months. 6 months working with myself as your mentor, and also you're going to have access to Bob Proctor Q&As every other month. We'll give you more details about the program over the next few days. But what I also wanted to say to you, it's not going to cost you $18,000 as it did for me. The investment is £5,000, which is $7.5 US, and this is a one-off payment, or you can pay in installments, which is £950 per month for 6 months. So this is something, if it resonates with you, if you feel this is it, I would like you to think from the end result, think from what this could do for me, rather than, oh my gosh, not now. So I really want you to dare and think what this could do for you, and listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, not the paradigm. Remember, guys, that I want you to encourage you, not only today, but for the future. I want you to be very much listen to your intuition. So I want you to ask yourself a question, is this good for me? And then listen to your intuition, because this is your guiding systems. Your guiding system is there to lead you, and intuition comes first. When it feels good, when it says, this is me, that's your intuition. And then right after is your paradigm. Your paradigm always comes after your intuition, and your paradigm tells you why you should not, why you cannot, why it's not good for you because of the potential failure, risk-taking, and so on. So anything you do in life, going forward, not only today, but going forward, I want you to take that opportunity and make a decision for yourself, because if you procrastinate, it's also a decision, but it's a negative one. Procrastination leads you nowhere. Quick decision makers are those people who are very successful in life. So now what we're going to do, we're going to wrap up today's session. And I would like you to, after this session, really think about what we've talked about today. And I would like you to ask yourself where you are now, where you would want to be, and how you can make it happen. Okay? So I'm just going to bring everyone back on screen, because we would like you to really all together, thank you, everyone. Thank you, all of you, to be here with us today. And I'll leave it to Nick to say a few words for you today.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I know we've gone a bit over time, but I think it was valuable information. All of the things that we talked about were very, very important. And decision making is very important. Quick decision makers, as I said, are very productive people. So have a think about what we talked to you about so far. Have a think about where you want to be in terms of that growth chart. And if we can show you how to get there, and you want this resonates with you, that's the decision you need to make, and you need to make it quick. Okay, keep leaning in. Tomorrow is the last session before the Q&A, and obviously we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and we'll leave you to Eric as well at the end.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Alexandra. And all I can say is that the decision that I made and the timing that it came to in my life, as I sat down and thought about and looked at the strategy that I was on and the course that I was taking, it was making the decision to join this group that helped me push through. I love that chart that's been up there, to push through all those barriers of fear and growth. and to get in this group. And what I found within the 12-week or the 12-step course has been consistent and pulled out everything that I've known is capable within myself and brought it to the forefront and helped me have leaps of growth and these quantum leaps of growth that we've talked about today. Thanks a lot, Alexandra. Excellent work, Nick.